So in this video we are going to deal with the topics endocrine glands and hormones, human endocrine system and the hypothalamus, which are under the lesson chemical coordination and integration. So these topics are under the lesson chemical coordination and integration. So this is the first video and we are going to deal with three topics in this video: endocrine gland and hormones, human endocrine system and the hypothalamus. So the first is endocrine glands and hormones. Before getting into the topic, we will get some introduction. So, you know what is neural coordination is. So, neural coordination is a point-to-point connection from one organ to another. So, there is a point-to-point connection. That is, the signal passes from one organ to the other. So, sometimes it reaches the central nervous system and certain processes takes place by the neural system. So, but the neural system is too fast. That is, the information is transmitted very fast, but it is very short-lived. So, certain other cells of the body functions has to be maintained. So they are maintained by the chemical coordination and integration. And this chemical coordination and integration are maintained by the hormones which are produced by these endocrine glands. So these endocrine glands secretes hormones which maintains the chemical coordination and integration of our body. So the complete, before getting into this, the father of endocrinology, the study of endocrine glands and about the endocrine system in a detailed manner is known as endocrinology, and the father of endocrinology is actually Thomas Addison. So Thomas Addison is called as the father of endocrinology. So the next, so we will get into the topic now, endocrine glands. So endocrine glands do not have ducts. So they are also called as ductless glands. So there are a number of endocrine glands present in our body. So those glands constitute the completely, we tell it as the endocrine system. So these endocrine glands secrete hormones which maintain the chemical coordination of our body. So these hormones are actually non-nutrient chemicals. So these are hormones are chemical substances which are non-nutrient. So these are chemical substances which are non-nutrient and they acts as the intracellular messengers, transmitting from one body to another. That is, they move from one part to the another. So they are called as intracellular messengers. So at the same time, the endocrine system, that is the endocrine glands in invertebrates secretes less hormones, and the hormones are secreted in very less number and there are not much hormones, and the endocrine system is very simple in invertebrates. Whereas when we compare to vertebrates, that is like humans, mammals, when we compare to them, they have many hormones secreting by these endocrine glands, and there are a number of endocrine glands in human endocrine system. So the next is, so as per we are going to deal with the topic in human endocrine system. So from this we can clearly understand that the human endocrine system is so human is an invertebrate and he has a number of glands. So the glands are pineal gland, pituitary gland, adrenal glands, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pancreas, gonads. So gonads vary testes in males and ovaries in female. So if you wanted to remember this, you can write as PPG, A, PPG and G. So these are endocrine glands secreted by vertebrates. That is, when human endocrine system consists of these glands: pineal gland, pituitary gland, adrenal, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pancreas and gonads. So these glands secrete hormones for different functions which we will learn in very detail. So these human endocrine glands. In addition to this, heart, liver, kidney and the gastrointestinal tract also secrete some hormones to maintain the chemical coordination and integration. So these hormones we will learn in detail in the further videos. So now first we are going to deal with hypothalamus. So we know what hypothalamus basically is because you would have learned it in the previous lessons or in the previous classes. So hypothalamus, the location of the hypothalamus is in the basal part of diencephalon, that is the forebrain. So it regulates the spectrum of body functions. So the two important is first is what it regulates and where the location of the hypothalamus is. The location of the hypothalamus is the basal part of diencephalon, that is the forebrain, and it regulates spectrum of body functions are regulated by the spectrum of body functions are maintained by hypothalamus. So these hypothalamus consists of certain cells which we call as neurosecretory cells. These neurosecretory cells we together call it as nuclei. So these nuclei produce hormones which regulates the pituitary gland. So from this we can understand that there is a connection between the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. So what the connection is, we will learn it further when we go in detail. So this nuclei produce two hormones. So the two hormones produced by the hypothalamus of the neurosecretory cells of the nuclei is two hormones. One is releasing hormone and one is inhibiting hormone. So releasing hormone and inhibiting hormone. So for releasing hormone, when we take on releasing hormone, the example is gonadotrophin releasing hormone. So this stimulates the growth production of gonadotrophins. So the gonadotrophins hormones are secreted by this releasing hormone, that is by the hypothalamus. So the example for releasing hormone is gonadotrophin releasing hormone. On the other hand, we can understand this inhibiting hormone. So from the name itself we can understand that the example is somatostatin. So this somatostatin actually, from the name itself we can understand that this inhibits the growth hormone secreted by the pituitary gland. So releases, that is this helps in the releasing of growth hormone, whereas this inhibits the release of growth hormone. So now the next is, there are some so this hypothalamus, these hormones has to get into the body. So these pass through axons, then they pass through axons and then they go to the nerve endings. So they enter through the nerve endings of the axon. So we know what the structure of neuron is. So this hypothalamic neurons pass through the hypothalamic neurons, the hormones pass through the axon, then it leaves the nerve endings and then it reaches. So finally these hormones reaches the pituitary gland. So we know there is a connection between the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. So this reaches the pituitary gland by the portal circulatory system. So this hypothalamus, the hormones secreted by the hypothalamus finally reach the pituitary glands by the axon, hypothalamic nephrons, then through the nerve endings. So by this through the portal circulatory system, these glands reach the pituitary gland. So this portal circulatory, the hormones which pass to the pituitary gland through the portal circulatory system regulates the functions of anterior pituitary. So we might guess what anterior pituitary, then what about posterior pituitary? So the posterior pituitary is in the direct neural coordination. So it is under the direct neural coordination of hypothalamus, whereas these hormones has to transmit the anterior pituitary to regulate the anterior pituitary through the portal circulatory system. Thank you.